In our current science, there are four basic forces: electromagnetism, gravity, and the strong and the weak forces which occur in the nucleus, and they hold the nucleus of atoms together. And in our physics research, we've been learning how to unify these forces to some extent. And there's now a standard model that has a way of putting together three of them to some extent. But in current physics, there's an attitude that this pretty much explains everything you need to know in the universe. Unfortunately, that idea is based on the fact that our knowledge of physics comes from high energy particle experiments. Scientists take elementary particles and bang them together at high speed, and they watch what happens, and they say, well, that's the universe, okay? That's what we have to explain. And our current model does a pretty good job of explaining that. What they've overlooked are a lot of other phenomena that they don't tend to study.
That is so far off. That's understanding by destruction. They say, oh, these two atoms come together and then explode. That's how the universe is created. However, everything in the universe is not created by collision. It's by harmony. Everything in the universe doesn't collide into each other. Most times it harmonizes with each other. And they don't understand that. Harmony. It's synthesized. It all works. Everything in the universe works together. Colliding, meaning we're at odds. And when we collide,
it's interesting that you say that too, because it's like people reproduce. It's like that's a harmony. It's not.
Yes.
I hate you. Like
right.
You had to harmonize for us to reproduce.
Right. We're not violently colliding together. Well, sometimes if the sex is good, it might be. But if you when you come together, it's a harmony. It's not you're not violently trying to destroy something. It's we're coming together on a harmony to create something new. So this is what the Caucasian don't understand. This is what their disconnection from the universe does to them. So they have to remember they have to look, or they're looking at everything from the outside. Like how do we, how does it work? How do we get to it? We have to dissect it. We have to pull it apart. You know what I'm saying? To analyze. The word analyze means to loosen, to unfasten. So, everything is all bound together. So we have to unfasten and loosen it up to let it fall out. Let's see what's here once it all falls out. And that's how it's Caucasian people. Whereas synthesize means to bring together, to bunch together. We're all one.
And if you take the example I mentioned of ESP or psychic connections, that's one area which says that there are forces and ways of interacting that can't be explained by that four-force model.
When scientists measure the capabilities of subtle energy or the psychic force, it outperforms all of the other forces. Today, we store and transmit information through radio and television waves. This kind of information is likened to human consciousness, but it doesn't possess all of its qualities. Consciousness is still unique and more powerful. Radio waves and microwaves are used to broadcast voices and television pictures at the speed of light. The problem is these electromagnetic signals get weaker over distance and can distort or collapse when trying to move through solid barriers, such as walls, metal, or even mountains. After conducting hundreds of tests, scientists have discovered that subtle energy, the psychic force, is capable of penetrating any dimension, barrier, or distance with no loss in signal quality, even through vast distances in space.
Again, what is that? Dark energy. Oh, what is the process? What he just described?
Telepathy.
Oh. On the surface, it might be, but there's no. But it involves more than telepathy. Huh?
Be on the same vibration.
Almost. Just went over it. I got to keep stopping, make sure y'all understand. We can't keep moving on if y'all just watching videos and don't know what the hell's going on. What did he just say? Let's go back again.
After conducting hundreds of tests, scientists have discovered that subtle energy, the psychic force, is capable of penetrating any dimension, barrier, or distance with no loss in signal quality, even through vast distances in space.
What is that?
Superconductive.
Yep. Back and forth with no loss of energy is superconductivity. Always remember that.
The Princeton Pear Lab experiments have also shown that people's minds have the ability to affect things at a distance. They take a device called a random event generator, which makes a sequence of random ones and zeros or yeses and nos based on a quantum circuit. What they have shown is that the mind can affect how that object behaves, what the stream of ones and zeros looks like. And it does not depend how far away you are from the person influencing the experiment. Even thousands of miles away, a person is able to affect the results just as well. So we have an ability to exert a force on distant objects that does not fall into any of the known category of forces. This new force goes through barriers that would normally stop the known forces. It even acts backwards in time in certain types of experiments. This new force, the Russians have called torsion, is known by a variety of different names. It may be the same thing as what the Chinese call qi, the essence of Chinese medicine. It appears to affect space and time, and by doing so, it affects all the other forces, and it really calls for a new re-examination of physics. Bill Tiller has called this raising the gauge.